From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Now with the play clock down to 2, we're going to get a timeout here. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter.
Now going to look to throw this.
It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. 12 yards on the gain. A great start for this offense.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size can't really hide him. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a first down.
A little bit of space there for the first down run, as that's going to get him about 5 yards.
So, CD, this defense, they know that they have to be at their very best when they're taking on a team here that's in the midst of a winning streak that's now stretched over multiple months, not weeks, months.
I think the challenge they put upon themselves is we want to be the guys to end that streak, and what's working in their favor, the winning streak on the other side. Sometimes that carries a burden with it because they feel like they have to play perfectly as well. Let's just go out there and get them is the idea.
They need 2. Here's 3rd down. Duggan looking to throw. He's got his running back out of the backfield.
And that's going to be another first down as the tackle made at the Jets' 25-yard line. A big 3rd down pickup of 20 yards.
That early game script that they drew up is working pretty well here on this first drive. Already in field goal range, Charles knocking on the door of the red zone.
You know, Brandon, when we met with the coaching staff, they kind of predicted that they would come out firing like this. I think you and I were a little skeptical it'd be this easy, but they certainly knew what they were doing in scouting, in preparation, and understanding what their team was capable of.
Throwing, Duggan.
Wide open receiver complete. Touchdown, Saints. A great play there. Touchdown number 15 of the year.
And the Saints are on the board first here this afternoon. So they get their tight end away from the line to the outside, and he works his way in for 6.
Tight ends are not just blockers anymore. I don't know how many more times we need examples, but here's a great one. Gets to the outside, they give him the ball pretty quickly, and they trust him to get those extra yards, and boy, did he come through, bullying his way into the end zone after the nice catch.
After the touchdown, here's Groupie to kick this one away.
The Jets take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Now Hall to start the drive. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
You look at the Saints defense.
This crew against the pass, issues at times, ranked number 24, Charles, in the NFL.
And when you're getting ready to face the #1 overall offense in the NFL, it does not matter where you rank defensively because you got your hands full. You don't know what you're going to face, but you know that that's a strong unit that you're getting ready for.
And he's going to get about 7 yards on that one, up to around the 33.
Well, this defense for the Saints, very strong in that victory a week ago.
It was a little bit enlightening talking with the defensive coordinator about their performance last week because the feeling was that it was a good, solid performance. They did what they needed to do to get the job done and get the win, but definitely a few lapses that they're looking to correct.
2 yards on the pickup there. It's 4th down.
4th and short, partner. I mean, this would be a really risky call. Here we are in the first quarter.
On your own side of the field.
On side of the field. But, boy, what a tone setter that would be to go for it and get it, wouldn't it?
You're gritty today. I like it.
I'm feeling it.
And it's a fake here on 4th and inches. A little trickeration there, but it doesn't fool this defense. And it'll be a turnover on downs.
I know, without even asking, without even looking in your direction, that you are not a fan of that call.
Oh, I wish you would look, Brandon, because I was actually thinking this would be the perfect time for a fake.
Right.
Yeah, you're right. This doesn't make any sense to me at all. This deep in your own territory. Look, I'm all for being unconventional. That part's cool, and I get it. But this deep, I just don't think it was the right time to make that call.
And hit behind the line. He lost the football. It's loose.
Well, one of the linebackers has got it.
And they will take over at the 26-yard line. And a defensive-minded coach loves to turn up the heat, turns it up there, it pays off.
And back in the good old days, those defensive-minded coaches just talked about intimidating teams, using force, right, beating them to the punch. In this case, they're talking about creating turnovers. That's all they preach, all game long, all practice long, every meeting. Get the football. That's what they want.
Tyrann Mathieu there to make the tackle.
2nd down, 8 to go from the 28. Now Pickett. There's Chris Olave.
And he's out of bounds, able to take this one up to the 35.
It's a gain of 7. Brings up
3rd down and 1. Here's Pickett.
And he's taken down here by the Saints.
Isaiah Foskey able to record his 5th sack of the season. 4th down, Corliss Waitman now on to punt.
He punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. Here's Jones on the return. A 40-yard punt, 5 yards on the return. And the Saints will take over with a 1st down and 10.
at their own 41-yard line.
Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. And you figure this should be a healthy, arrested, a focused unit, and they're working on a good winning streak. They had the week off last week. This is really a team, Charles, that should be in top 4.
I would agree absolutely with that. What coaches worry about, what organizations worry about, though, is overconfidence. They've been playing so well, and now they've had that extra time off. And we've seen teams come back off the open week and come out flat. So what a lot of good coaches do is they kind of game plan for that with their teams. On defense, they may blitz more in the beginning to get them going. On offense, they may go more up-tempo. Anything to get them out of that lethargy right at the beginning.
Charles, they won last week despite him not running the ball well. They told us need to get him going. Runs like that help.
And they talked to us about leaning on him because, as you noted, last week they didn't have to. Still won the ball game. They leaned on other people to give them the yardage that they needed, but they really want him to be that guy, and that's what they're doing early in this game.
And they'll get this down to the 10. First time they've hooked up here. Good for 17 and a first down.
To throw is Duggan.
And he's got him. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans.
T. Higgins from 10 yards out. And the Saints are off to a 13-0 first quarter lead.
And in the red zone, I guess this is why you have a guy like that on your roster.
Without a doubt, and if you have him, you use him because he's a guy who's going to win just about every time. I don't care what the coverage is.
A point after, good by Groupie.
And that'll make the score 14-0.
After the touchdown, here's Groupie to kick this one away.
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a first down now.
Pickett. That's complete to the fullback, Ricard. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. That's good for a Jet first down, a gain of 13.
First and 10 at the 38-yard line.
14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports.
14, Jets, nothing.
Second quarter now from MetLife Stadium. The Jets with the football here as they've got it with a first and 10. Off play action. Pickett.
Here's a diving catch right side. Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last two plays.
I felt that one all the way up here. How about that big man laying out and making that catch?
Yeah, that wasn't a 180-pound wideout. That was the tight end.
On first and 10, it's Hall. And a very determined run there as he'll take this all the way down to the 27. Good effort.
Another big gainer that time. This one goes for 19 yards. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another first and 10.
Here's Hall again.
And after the good gain last play, this time they say, as he's going to be stopped behind the line of scrimmage.
Tackles back at the 30-yard line.
They run the play fake. Here's Pickett.
This one complete to Curtis Samuel.
It's a gain of 9. Makes it 3rd and 4.
And for the Saints here on third down, an extra defensive back on the field.
Looking to throw. Pickett.
And that is incomplete. Problems on third down so far in this first half. Relatively small sample size, but they're now 0 for 3.
And the average in the league, somewhere around 40% on third down for offenses. So what's the answer to this? Either convert them or don't get the third down in the first place. Get your big chunks of...
And this will be caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Jets.
Chris Olave
From 21 yards away.
And the Jets' decision to go for it pays off with 6 points.
That's one of those long drives where not only do you score, but you really tire out the defense, too.
That's a great point because now they've been on the field for a long time. Them going to the bench, trying to make adjustments, trying to figure things out, but they'll do so fatigued.
Done good with the extra point.
And that'll make our score 14-7.
Here's Dunn now. Following the made field goal, he'll kick this one away. This taken in at the goal line. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line.
Saints take over first and 10 at their own 30-yard line.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started.
This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles' defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated, they both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
A good starting spot for the Saints as they come up 1st and 10 at their 35-yard line.
From the gun, they'll try to run it to about the 40-yard line.
I feel like I could see what he was thinking on that carry. Wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
Off the RPO, he completes it. Only able to gain a couple there. And that'll bring us to a 3rd and 4.
The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield.
Duggan. Over the middle, he finds Higgins. And he is going to have a Saints first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Would it be safe to say that as precise as routes are supposed to be run in the NFL, maybe they're not quite as precise in college ball?
That's accurate, yeah.
And I think we saw a college route in the NFL there. Just find the soft spot, find the dead zone, and find the first down. And that's what he just did.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through. But that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
I know coaches tell us all the time to have a powerful arm isn't the #1 thing they look for in a quarterback. But when you're trying to throw inside routes and you need to put some heat on it, it helps have the big gun. In this case, just a little bit too much.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw.
They'll get this out to Kamara.
They'll get only a yard out of that, and it'll bring up 4th down.
We can make this one pretty simple. Locked up all of his progressions downfield, forced to get it to his running back. But how about the way they ran to the football and knocked him down to force a 4th down?
This is taken at about the 14. 31 yards on the punt there.
And the Jets will take over.
Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive.
A long drive last time out for this offense, Charles. If you remember, they started basically in the shadows of their own end zone, marched it down the field, and a lot of that was through the passing game.
And partner, as a former defensive back, I'm having almost a physical reaction watching what's happening right now. But let's give credit where it's due because they've done an excellent job moving the ball through the air. Secondary getting picked apart pass by pass. Obviously, they need to make some adjustments there on the back end.
And because offensively, we know that they're not going to be shy about throwing that football. 40 yards now on the ground on just 7 carries.
Although his reputation as a speedy runner precedes him, it's always fun to watch him work.
It is eye-opening, isn't it? Because when you see him get the ball and just go, in addition to that speed, it helps out his blockers. They don't have to hold blocks for long because he's just going to speed right past them.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Pickett will look to throw it here.
This pass out wide to Hall. And he's going to be out of bounds right at midfield. Good work after the catch. Gets him 15 and a 1st down.
We can talk all we want about football being a game of strength and brawn. It's also a game of mismatches, and they're trying to create one there, getting it to their back out of the backfield to make a bigger play.
As we often say, get it to him in space, let him use his leg.
Yeah, if he can get a matchup against a linebacker or maybe a defensive end dropping out in a zone blitz, he's going to win that battle just about every time.
Pickett now to throw off the play fake. And he's going to go down. They get to him back at the 40. It looks like a 12-yard loss there on the first down sack.
Now that was a passer's nightmare. The front door totally shut down by the defense, so he kept going backwards, hoping to find another avenue of escape. It didn't exist.
That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down and 22 yards to go. Back to throw, Pickett. He completes it to Olave. And he's going to be out down inside the 20 at the 15. A first down there. I believe they buzzed down. They're going to take another look at this play with all reviews coming from the replay official here in the final 2 minutes of the half. Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. Pickett, he'll look to throw it. Got a man, it's caught. Touchdown, Jets. A great effort there with his first career NFL touchdown. And the Jets are an extra point away from evening this one up.
I feel like I'm back in school. What was that book, you know? It was the best of times. It was the worst of times. This has been a tale of 2 quarters so far. They trailed 14-0 after 1. How about the rally we've been watching?
Yeah, a couple of touchdowns. PAT here to tie it up. This is a good ball game all of a sudden. Done good with the extra point. And that is going to tie our game as we approach halftime. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. Jones now on the return. Now Jones. And taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line.
The Saints take over 1st and 10 at their own 21-yard line.
Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. And that 14-0 lead to begin the ball game, well, that's gone now. Time to regroup.
I think even up 2 touchdowns, they knew this wasn't going to be a walk in the park, and I think that's why we would see the head coach going up and down the sidelines telling his team, let's stay with it, let's keep going. It's almost like he knew they were going to make their run at him, and they have. As you said, let's see if they can regroup and get going again.
Now a 2nd and 10. Duggan now to throw. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. Now we'll get a quick timeout called by New Orleans, number 2, as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. 3rd and 3. Here's Duggan to throw. That is caught. And he is going to have a Saints first down by about a yard. It's a gain of 5 on 3rd and 4.
First down, New Orleans.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. Looking left side, and it's complete. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. A good pickup there, 21 yards.
He's a rookie, and you don't want to get hung up on the word potential. But when you see him make catches like that, you keep thinking to yourself, he's good now. He's got a chance to be great with plenty of work.
Duggan will look to throw this. And that throw behind his man. He missed him. Incomplete.
Well, they've been back on their heels a little bit here on this drive, but a chance to exhale just a little bit there with incompletion on 1st down. Now they have to gear up, try and get 2 more stops, and escape this drive.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10.
Duggan looking to throw. This one caught downfield by Higgins.
And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. 27 yards there, a first down.
First down, Saints.
Throwing, Duggan.
And that is incomplete. Down to 15 seconds now.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
On 2nd and 10.
Duggan. And that one to the right side and incomplete.
That's a big force of completion there to bring up 3rd and long. And this defense can still salvage a little momentum by forcing them to kick a field goal. Because just a few plays ago, they looked like they were headed towards the end zone.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. Again, he'll drop to throw. And that is incomplete. 7 seconds remaining.
What an excellent defensive stand there in the red zone. Nice tight coverage. They certainly recognized how important it was to bring up 4th down here.
And his kick is good.
So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
This will be returned from deep in the end zone.
So 2 quarters down, 2 remain. Charles and I return after the break.
Jets, 14.
And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the 3rd quarter.
A field goal the difference. 17-14 is the score. Back underway here now in this 3rd quarter. This will be brought out from the middle of the end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line.
The New York offense taking over for their next possession.
And they're on the short end of the scoreboard here. Charles, what adjustments, if any, do you think they need to make for the 2nd half?
We're paraphrasing the gold medal hockey winning coach Herb Brooks. I just say you continue to play your game. Throw the ball. They had success doing it in the 1st half. So make sure you keep getting the ball to your playmakers, a little bit more to the perimeter perhaps. But above all, play your game.
The ball resting on the 20. Here's 2nd and 6. Pickett back to throw.
Flushed out right. And he's just going to get rid of this thing. To no one here. He throws it away. And now it's 3rd.
To give you an idea of how accurate he's been throwing the football, we're in the 2nd half. That's just his 2nd incompletion.
Well, if he's not locked in, that means everyone's locked in, because to me it's like throwing a no-hitter in baseball. The pitcher may get the credit, a lot of people making plays behind him in the field.
Throwing on 3rd down. Here's Pickett.
Now the pressure comes and he goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9.
Isaiah Foskey able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
Here's the Jets punter now. As the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And not a great punt here. Out of bounds in the air. They're going to say this one doesn't even get to the 40. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And tough sledding. He'll get maybe a yard. Stop short of the 35. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
And he'll be brought down on the 30-yard line after a gain of 6. And worth pointing out, after that last completion, that puts this young quarterback over 10,000 yards passing for his career. And fair to say, he's not done yet.
No doubt about it. He's really just getting started because he's not quite into the prime of his career. So it's likely he's going to hit a few more of these milestones as this career progresses. So let's face it, we'll acknowledge this number and we'll celebrate the milestones down the road.
And he is going to have a Saints first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
Brandon, they're still in the lead, but momentum's certainly been going the opposite direction. So to me, that's a really important pickup there on third down.
Try and regain some confidence, and you're right, they need to stem the tide a little bit. That certainly helped.
Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line.
From the gun, it's a run for Kamara. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
To throw is Duggan.
This will be caught just inside the 10. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. It's a nice pickup of 12 yards, and it gives him a 1st and goal. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. This is caught. Touchdown.
Alvin Kamara from 3 yards out. And the Saints had 6 to their lead.
That seemed pretty ideal there for the offense, Charles. You take a little bit of time off the clock here in the third quarter, decent length drive, and you pad your lead as well at the end of it.
And what it does is lets you feel like you're in control of this game, even more so than a 2-touchdown lead, right? Because you've taken that time off, as you noted, which means they couldn't get you off the field. You ran your playbook the way you wanted to, and you gave your defense some rest. What a big-time drive in that situation.
After the touchdown, here's Groupie to kick this one away. Well, from deep in the end zone, he's going to bring this out. And he's able to get this across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked out officially at the 21. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. They're down now 24-14. Work to do as they come up on a 1st and 10. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted.
And they have the football and will take over at the 24-yard line. Well, when you start thinking of guys that are in the mix for Defensive Player of the Year, I think you use him as Exhibit A. Maybe he's not the leading guy right now, but he's at least on the periphery and deserves to be in the discussion.
And because of that, he's looking at a game today where in order to make that big move and maybe become the guy, he needs multiple takeaways, multiple big plays, things that get our attention and reverberate for weeks to come.
54 yards rushing now on 8 carries for him so far. From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10.
And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. And he stopped immediately there. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down. If this defense wants to stay in this ballgame, they've got to start ending some drives. That helps.
And they have to look ahead at what they expect the offense to do. And right now with that lead, that's run the football. So you don't just stack the line of scrimmage. You have to get upfield and try and make some plays in their backfield.
Off play action. Dugan. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. Calling a gain of 3 on the play. And now 3rd down and 6 to go.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. And that's really good for the game of football. You get
under pressure, down he goes. Sacked at the 10. Quentin Williams able to drop him for a loss of 2, and that will bring up 4th down.
Here's Blake Grupe now for the Saints field goal.
This a 27-yard attempt here. And his kick here is good. And that will extend their lead even further.
So, Charles, they get to them with their first turnover of the game and then make it hurt a little bit extra with a field goal.
And anytime you give the ball up, what's the first thing a coach tells his defense? Don't let them score off of this. You've got to put out the fire. In fact, in 2021, that's what...
Now a hit and a loose football. And this is picked up by the Saints. And they'll be at the 18-yard line. Great field position here in the red zone.
Starting to get the sense throughout the league that more of the special teams coordinators give their guys the green light to bring the ball out because everyone wants big plays to happen. I don't know if that philosophy will hold after that era there, turning over that deep in their own territory.
Do guys go rogue there a lot based on feeling?
I think a lot of them just sense that they can make a play and make a huge one to help their team. And they have to have that athletic arrogance about themselves. And every now and then, though, it'll cost them. And that's what we just saw there.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Duggan out of the backfield. That's complete to Kamara.
And the Saints are going to be looking at 1st and goal as they move this down to the 4-yard line.
Well, they certainly had success throughout this contest, getting him the ball in the passing game, and there he picks up another 1st down. Whatever they saw going into this one, they've been able to capitalize on it, and no adjustment has been made to take it away.
Well, he's got it. Touchdown, Saints.
Juwan Johnson,
his first touchdown on the year.
And the Saints will add on to their lead here in the final minute of the 3rd.
So the call's made by Sean McVay. They're going to go for 2. They'll look to throw. This is caught. Was he in? Yes. 2 points. So they go with a pass, and it works there on the 2-point try. Charles, just in general, what are your thoughts passing versus running on 2-point conversion? Situational?
It is situational, and you have to know your team. What is your strength? Because so many people think you have to throw the ball in a 2-point conversion, but the stats will tell you that running it is about as proficient. So know your team and go to your strength.
And not willing to risk another fumble. He'll sit on this one. It's a touchback.
The New York offense taking over for their next possession.
I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand that they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
A gain of 5, good enough for the 1st down.
2nd and 1, and people want to run the football. This is where every back in the league is supposed to do exactly what we just saw there. Pick up the 1st down.
Hall on a give up the middle. He'll get this up to about the 44.
It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down. We have played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now here at MetLife Stadium. A lot of folks starting to make their way to the parking lot. Their guys trail big here to begin quarter number 4.
From the 44-yard line, here's 2nd and 6. Now Pickett will look to pass it.
And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
That's coverage you'd expect to see in a tie game late. Not in a lopsided game like this. They are not letting up.
The offense on 3rd down, not good. 0 for 4 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6.
Now Pickett. Oh, he rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Down the right sideline.
And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown.
So a fourth quarter pick six here, and that one might put this game out of reach, CD.
I certainly agree with that, partner, and I know one thing, though. That team that just got the pick six, they're going to keep playing until this one's over. Better be careful. They're looking to get another one.
Groupie able to add the PAT.
And that'll increase their lead to 28. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six, and now the kick is away.
The Jets take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The New York offense taking over for their next possession.
Well, I think that the folks here had hoped that maybe this home atmosphere would carry their guys to a surprise victory. Ball has it knocked loose. Oh, and one of the linemen on the other side has got it.
And his crew will take over with a football at the 35-yard line. And I don't know that that fumble is going to matter a whole lot. You look at the deficit here in the fourth. It doesn't matter. The coach on the sideline still scratching his head.
Yeah, not only scratching his head, but probably writing a note or two about we're going to address this come practice next week because maybe that's the reason we're down this far. Doesn't matter at this point, but being sloppy throughout the game, not going to help him improve.
From the 32-yard line now, here's second down and 7.
And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. No gain on the play, and it's going to bring up a third down. Run blitz there defensively, something we might see more of here in the fourth quarter.
I think we'll see a lot of it, and the difference between that and a pass blitz, you're just trying to get to the quarterback. You're trying to scheme someone open who will get to the QB and make sure he gets on the ground. In a run blitz, you're actually trying to cover up gaps, trying to cover up holes so they can't run the football.
And this one is right down Broadway. And that will extend their lead even further.
Well, ultimately not really sure that they're going to need those 3 points, but they'll take the 3 and they pad that lead.
Yeah, this one's already wrapped up, but you and I both know if you're an offensive coordinator, you never let up on the gas unless the head coach tells you to do so. And maybe you've actually clicked him off in your headset so you can keep calling plays and trying to add to this lead.
Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive.
Facing a big fourth quarter deficit here, things not looking good. You know, this offense, though, they've been in the top half of the NFL so far this season, but in this one, well, their defense has really struggled.
And he's upended at the 33 following a good pickup of 8.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
On second down, a run with Hall.
And he'll be brought down right around the 37. 4 yards the pickup, first down.
Second and 2 is prime time for a little bit of a gamble, isn't it? Open up the playbook, go play action, toss that bad boy deep. But in this situation, go ahead and give it to your back. Let him pick up a first down. Keep the sticks moving.
So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's first and 10.
Hall again.
And they will only muster a yard here to the 38.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
38-yard line, second and 9. Pickett.
Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Hall. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
Working out of the gun, it's Pickett. There's Hall bringing in another one.
Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short.
They'll go for it. It's Hall.
And he will have the first down as he's brought down up near midfield. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on fourth. So he needed one. He ended up getting 3.
And I really like the way he ran that one, too. That's really intelligent running because oftentimes a running back could get too greedy. Try and hit the home run on a play where you just need a few yards. Well done there, making sure he got the first down and not worrying about trying to get a touchdown.
From the 46, here's 2nd and 5. They run the play fake. Here's Pickett. Oh, that'll be incomplete. They took a shot as he let that go. And it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
This has obviously been a bad loss, but one of the few things they can still do is try and throw the ball all the way to the end zone and get some points on the board so they're not shut out over the final 2 quarters of this game.
On 3rd down, here's Hall. And good work there in open space. And he's got this all the way down now to the 32. 80 yards rushing now for the NFL leader coming into this ball game.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
Out of the gun, they run it with Hall.
And down inside the 15 he goes. Another strong gain on the last 2 plays. They've moved it a combined 33 yards.
From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. They'll go again with Hall.
And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
He's had success on this drive, but not on this play.
Finally, they bowed up defensively. I think they were determined not to let him take it pretty much all the way down the field.
Yeah, it looks like they handled their run responsibilities correctly.
And this is caught. Well, they get one back. Picking up the late touchdown here, but still down big. And, partner, they found a gap there on the post pattern, and it was in the middle third of the field.
And that's really difficult to do because ordinarily the safeties are back there to prevent that happening. But they found the opening and exploited it.
Pickett will try to throw for this.
And this one incomplete. So they went for the 2. They don't get it. Should have been picked. Probably doesn't matter on a 2-point conversion. But still, as a former DB, you want to grab that ball when you can, don't you?
You certainly do. And don't say it, because I know you're thinking it. Don't say it.
What am I thinking?
You know what I know what you're thinking. Well, if he'd had hands, he'd be playing on offense, right?
That's true. You've said that before. Well, 4th quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
And they take a knee.
My jersey.
Charles, a lot of happy faces heading into the tunnel as this one ends, and understandably so. Not only did they get the win, but, boy, their offense was on fire in this ball game.
And, partner, I have no idea what the top speed is on one of those high-end sports cars. What's the top gear you can get into? This offense, they certainly were there in this one, huh? Everything clicking for them in this contest, the kind of performance that they're going to cherish.
So for the Saints, the win moves them to 12-1 now on the year. And they'll have another road date next week with the Miami Dolphins. Meanwhile, for the Jets, it's unfortunately more of the same as they'll fall to 3-10 on the year. And they'll try to get back on track next week as they head to Dallas to take on the Cowboys. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports.